One of the changes that we made on the white HPDE car when we took it out was a diff cooler. We installed the diff cooler to keep differential temperatures lower because they can get high on the Super 8.8s and the Mustangs. This system mounts in the factory locations for easy install and utilizes factory components pulled from systems like the Dark Horse, the Mach 1, and various other track-oriented Mustangs. In this video, you're going to get an overview of the diff cooler kit, and we're going to do an install on this track-oriented Mustang EcoBoost. Here we have the Steeda differential cooler kit for S550 and S650 Mustangs. In front of me is everything you're going to have included in the kit. We have our wiring, pre-fabricated lines, brackets that are powder coated, some AN fittings, hardware, a tilt and pump, and a Ford OE cooler core. Now, if you've taken your Mustang out on the track, you'll notice that differential temperatures are gonna get up there. Now, when those differential temperatures start to get high, it can trigger a factory fail-safe mode that will limit your speed to help cool your differential, and that's gonna cut your track day short. Now, with this increase in temperature, the oil inside your differential, the bearings, the differential itself, and the gear set are all designed to work within a specific operating range. When temperatures start getting too high, the fluid breaks down, things aren't lubricating correctly, and you can start getting issues with accelerated wear that's going to eventually break down your differential and lead to more noise and the need to replace different differential components. This OE cooler core from Ford is the one that's used on the Mach 1, GT350, and various other track-focused Mustangs. Now that means that the lower trim levels, like the GT, EcoBoost, Bullet, aren't going to be equipped with a differential cooler from the factory. But this kit here, we designed to work with the S550 and S650 chassis, so you're able to upgrade your Mustang with this kit and get it ready for the track. The hoses included in the kit are a high-quality braided stainless steel hose with -10 AN fittings on the ends. These fittings are high quality and you're going to get great look and great performance out of them. We took the time here at Steeda to pre-assemble these hoses for every single kit, so when you receive this kit, you're not going to need any special tools required to assemble AN fittings. You're going to be able to just install it and get ready to go. The wiring side of this kit is going to be pretty straightforward if you have any basic experience with electrical work, wiring and radio, for example. We include a switch, a relay, a ground, and the connectors that you would need. We leave the wiring more up to you in case you want to do something unique with your wiring in a temperature sensor, for example, or you want to mount the switch in a specific location. Now, this differential cooler kit is going to increase the life of your differential fluid and prolong the heat soak of your differential fluid by increasing the capacity and the amount of oil in your differential system. Now, this tilt and pump that we include in the kit is the industry standard for racing and race gear oil coolers. This is the system that we trust to run in our yellow 20 car that we currently road race and have put years of abuse on. The nice thing about this differential cooler kit is it's going to mount in the factory location, unlike some other kits on the market. This allows you to upgrade to various other diffusers that are on the market to get airflow through that area, as well as modify your rear bumper to increase airflow and get appropriate cooling for your differential fluid. An example of this is the Mach 1 diffuser, balance, and exhaust kit sold by Ford Performance that you can see we did an install on, and it has provisions for airflow through the rear bumper to improve cooling for the factory differential cooler included on Mach 1 cars. Another major benefit of this kit mounting underneath your car, this means that if your Mustang still sees time on the street, you're not going to be disturbed by the smell and the noise that comes from some of the diff coolers on the market. Everything in front of me is plug and play, and over here, the only drilling you may have to do is to mount this switch, and there's minor wiring that would be required. Other than that, you can install this, enjoy your car, and then when you go to sell your car or want to move to a different platform, this can all be easily removed and your car can be returned to stock. Now let's get this differential cooler installed on our Q350 EcoBoost. Here are the tools required. First, use a trim removal tool to remove the bracket supporting the rear bumper. Then there are 4 fasteners holding the charcoal canister to the bottom of the vehicle that need to be removed temporarily. Grab the cooler core and slide it above this bracket. Use the smaller bolts to secure it into place. Go ahead and tighten it down all the way. Then the charcoal canister can be reinstalled. Make sure that the bracket on the cooler core is below this. And you'll reuse the factory hardware here. Insert a J-clip on one side. Then grab the small relocation bracket, which is needed for our 2015 EcoBoost, as the rear bumper is different. Your vehicle may line up to where this bracket isn't needed. Now grab the larger bracket and the pump and mount it so the hoses will be on the short end. Use the longer bolts and make sure a washer is on each side of the bracket. Get the smallest AN fittings and wrap Teflon tape around the threads, then install them on the pump. Unscrew the two nuts towards the front of the charcoal canister and get the bracket over the studs. Then retighten the nuts. Use the smaller bracket in the middle with the second J-clip. Tighten the bracket back down. Remove the fill plug on the differential. Now, wrap the larger AN fitting with Teflon tape. Just get the top AN fitting hand tight, as we'll need to fill the diff later. Now get a drain pan ready and remove the lower plug. Apply Teflon tape to the second fitting. The second AN fitting can be tightened down in the drain plug location. Use a touch of brake clean to remove any old fluid. To install the quick connect fittings on the core, unscrew the two pieces. Place the smaller threaded cap over the fitting on the core as shown. It's a tight fit initially. Then place the larger part of the quick connect fitting into place. It may seem like it won't reach initially, but if you push on the larger side, it will be able to engage with the threaded cap. You'll want the fitting to be tight, but there will still be a slight gap between the two pieces. Repeat for the other side. The shortest hose will go directly from the pump to the cooler core on the passenger side. Use 2 wrenches to get each end of the hoses tight. The medium length hose will go from the pump to the drain plug fitting with the 90-degree fitting on the pump. Tighten the fittings. Remove the fill plug and fill the diff at this point. Now tighten down the fill plug fitting. The longest hose will go from the diff to the cooler core with the 90-degree fitting on the differential. Install the longer hose on the fill plug AN fitting. Make sure that this hose is routed above the drain plug hose and can be routed safely to the cooler. Use a few zip ties to secure the hoses together. Again, use a zip tie to secure the hose near the charcoal canister. Clip the excess off of the zip tie. Now, we will temporarily disconnect this harness from the charcoal canister. Follow the wires through the trunk, and here we will pop this grommet out to run the wires for the pump. Get the power and ground wire ran through the existing hole in the grommet. Now reinstall the grommet. We opted to use a pre-existing switch that we previously installed in the center console. Then run the power wire back to the harness in the rear. Here you can see the factory harness helps with routing the wire as well as the mounting location for the ground wire. We do recommend wrapping the wires to protect them. After that, cycle the pump a few times to get the fluid through the system and remove air. Add additional fluid if necessary. Installation of this system was almost a direct bolt-in. Now when it comes to wiring the system, it helps if you have moderate experience or you have a buddy that has some electrical know-how. If you don't feel comfortable with it, we recommend that you take the system to a shop that has some experience with wiring to do some basic wiring to install the switch and the location of your choice. Optionally, you can install a temperature switch to control your differential pump separately and automatically. We installed this system on our 2015 EcoBoost that sees a lot of autocross racing. The system is also good for drifting and HPDE or track day events, where your Mustang will see higher differential temperatures. In our testing in Central Florida summer heat at a track event, we saw up to a 75-degree temperature improvement on our differential. These improvements may vary per vehicle and environment, but you're definitely going to see some improvements over the factory differential temperatures, and you're going to avoid the engine depowering that occurs when factory differential temperatures get too high. This means that you can get more time on track and more seat time. If you're looking to pick this differential cooler kit up, check out Steeda.com for this kit and a variety of other performance parts for your Mustang. If you like the video, consider subscribing, and don't forget the most important thing, speed matters.